The Rime of the Ancient Mariner. English poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge penned the Rime of the Ancient Mariner in 1798, where it anchors the dawning of the Romantic era of literature. This epic poem centers on a wandering seaman, cursed by the gods for shooting the albatross had guided his ship and crew out from the clutch of chill Antarctic waters. It is from Coleridge's magnum opus that the old maxim water everywhere, but not a drop to drink originates. After the ancient mariner is forced by his crew to wear the albatross he killed around his neck, his ship encounters a ghostly skeleton ship crewed by death and nightmare life and death. The two gamble with dice over the lives of the crew and captain. Death claims the crew while the ancient mariner is forced to wander the earth. The Mary Celeste. One of the most famous actual ghost ships, ghostly at least, is the Mary Celeste, a 282-ton brigantine merchantman built in 1861. The Mary Celeste left New York City on November 5, 1872, on what would be her fateful final voyage. Exactly 1 month later, sailors on the De Gracia spied the Mary Celeste in the eastern Atlantic Ocean heading in the direction of the Strait of Gibraltar. Aside from the several torn sails and a missing lifeboat, what it was without was a captain and crew. To this day, the exact reason for the disappearance of the Mary Celeste's complement is unknown. Theories center on the cargo, 1,701 barrels of commercial alcohol of which 9 barrels were empty. Rumors that hot tea was found in the ship's galley have been discounted, though the Mary Celeste did have a full 6 months' worth of food and water aboard when discovered. The Flying Dutchman. Though it sounds like a name a clipper ship might have, the Flying Dutchman is a colloquial contraction of a Dutch warship, or man of war in archaic terms. A Dutch East India Company ship rounding the treacherous Cape of Good Hope encountered a severe sudden storm. Rather than head for safe harbor, the captain swore he would maintain his heading until Judgment Day if necessary. The ship vanished into the storm, never to be seen again. Or was it? Many have claimed to see the Flying Dutchman, including the future King George, V of England, while aboard a Royal Navy ship off the coast of Australia in 1881. The Caroline Deering. Think mysterious ghost ships are exclusive to the 19th century? The Caroline Deering begs to differ. On January 28, 1921, the Cape Lookout lightship encountered the ship off the North Carolina coast. The large 5-masted cargo schooner looked to be in rough shape and had lost both her anchors, according to one of the crew members who shouted this information to the lightship. 3 days later, the Deering ran aground on Cape Hatteras Diamond Shoals with nary a soul aboard. Theories ranging from mutiny to piracy to the paranormal effects of the Bermuda Triangle have been put forth to explain the disappearance of the Caroline Deering's captain and crew, but almost 90 years later, the ship's final days remain shrouded in mystery, as do the fate of the captain and crew, none of which were ever heard from again. One-Eyed Willie's Ship from the Goonies. Ghost ships aren't always mysterious or frightening, just ask the Goonies. One of the best-loved movies of the 80s, Goonies, featured a group of kids who found an old treasure map and followed it into an amazing adventure full of crooks, treasure and pirates. Especially pirates such as One-Eyed Willie, who guarded his ship and his treasure long after he and his crew had walked the big plank in the sky. The climactic scene in the Goonies involves the gang escaping from both the evil Fratellis and One-Eyed Willie's subterranean, booby-trapped ship, which, thanks to the pirate captain's ancient engineering, sails itself out into the ocean. The Octavius. One of the oldest legendary ghost ships is the Octavius. The story goes, the Octavius was said to return to England with a cargo of trade goods from the Far East. The ship's captain, motivated by greed, decided that the tried and true round-the-Horn route was far too long. His rudimentary maps revealed the more direct route, straight across the fabled Northwest Passage. The key word here is fabled. The Octavius wasn't seen again until October 11, 1775, when the Herald, an Atlantic whaling ship, came across the Octavius drifting off the coast of Greenland. Sailors from the Herald boarded the Octavius only to find the crew dead and the captain sitting at his desk, frozen solid. The captain was in the midst of writing an entry into the ship's log dated 1762. Though the Octavius had accomplished the impossible by sailing the Northwest Passage, the captain's desire for a speedy homecoming was, well, somewhat less successful. The Baikimo. The Baikimo may not be exactly ghostly, but its staying power has been nothing short of supernatural. Built in Sweden in 1914 and boasting a steel hull, resupplying the Hudson Bay Company's far-flung northern outposts. In 1931, however, the Baikimo's luck ran out as the Arctic ice pack moved in, locking the hardy steamer in an icy grip. Fearing the ship would be crushed, the captain and crew abandoned her. But the Baikimo didn't sink. It stayed afloat season in and season out, for decades. In March of 1962 it was seen drifting in open water along the Beaufort Sea coast, and in 1969 it was spotted again, frozen in pack ice. No sightings have been reported since then, so perhaps the Baikimo has finally, as they say, given up the ghost. Ghost Ship, the movie. Ghost Ship was a 2002 horror film starring Gabriel Byrne and Julia Margulies that doesn't have much to recommend it besides its eerie premise and frightful opening scene. The plot of Ghost Ship, in a nutshell, revolves around an Italian luxury ocean liner that mysteriously vanished in 1962 and, 40 years later, was rediscovered by a commercial salvage ship as it drifted aimlessly in the chilly Bering Sea. Antonia Graza, the doomed liner in the film, nicely updates the traditional ghost ship mythos embodied by wood and canvas sailing ships like the Mary Celeste and the Octavius. If anything, the Graza's rusted, cavernous bulk is more sinister than any creaking wood-hulled clipper could be. Cause 2. From ghost ships to the ghost yacht, the Cause 2, a 32-foot, 9.8 meters, catamaran, was discovered drifting 88 nautical miles, 160 kilometers, off the northeast coast of Australia on April 18, 2007. No one was aboard and there were no indications of why the three-man crew was missing, how they left, or where they might have gone. The mystery of the Cause 2 has been compared to that of the Mary Celeste. The story of the Cause 2 doesn't stop with the disappearance of the crew. When investigators boarded the yacht on April 20th, they found the engines were running, a laptop computer was on and the crew's midday meal had been laid out uneaten. The yacht carried its full complement of life jackets and a small emergency dinghy was tied up near the stern, commented John Hall of the Queensland Emergency Management Office. What they found was a bit strange in that everything was normal, there was just no sign of the crew. The Black Pearl? Fans of Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean film series are quite familiar with the Black Pearl, Captain Jack Sparrow's black-sailed pirate ship which was raised from the ocean depths by Davy Jones in return for Sparrow's soul. For many, the Black Pearl is the archetypical ghost ship, usually seen surrounded in night mists and crewed by undead pirates, cursed by their theft of gold coins from the chest of Cortez. The Black Pearl was said to be the only ship as what can outrun the Flying Dutchman, thus linking it to the long and storied history of the world's most legendary ghost ships. The film series producers also called up other long-standing legends of the sea, such as the monstrous kraken that swallows Jack Sparrow and sinks the Black Pearl at the climax of Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest.